Welcome, everyone. It's me. Hopefully, you haven't forgotten that I exist.
Who are you?
Welcome to another Movie Monday, of which we watched Knives Out, which I had previously watched with my family. I think back in like No, I think it was like the summer or something. In any case, I watched it. We all really liked it, and I was like, oh, I should definitely put it on the list because I think these two also like it too. And I guess, what are your thoughts? Did I do make a good choice?
I'm just wondering how we could possibly talk about this movie without spoiling things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about too. We were like, how do we do this?
Okay, so the genre is mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There is a case in this, and the case is very intricately woven, so anything we say could possibly give something away.
I think, honestly, at this point, I think we should just assume that, like, look, it's gonna be a spoiler. We're gonna be spoiling things, like, too bad. If you want to, like, okay, if you haven't watched it and you want to know if we should see it, I say yes.
Yes. It's definitely a really good film. It's on Amazon Prime. Yes. I think you don't have to pay for it. As long as you have Prime, you don't have to pay for it or anything.
Yep.
So please go watch it. It's a really good murder mystery. I don't think the murder is much of a spoiler because it's a mystery.
Yeah. Someone dies and they're trying to figure out who done it. Who, what, and why. Kind of, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some comedy strewn in, and it's your typical murder mystery.
Yes.
Basically. If you watched Clue, then you kind of know how this will work. Basically.
So that's your warning and your recommendation. If you don't want spoilers, get out. We're going to talk about spoilers from here on out.
Yes.
Okay.
So did you guys enjoy the film?
Yes!
Yes.
Oh my, wait, okay. I just want to say, Blanc, he reminds me so much of Poirot from, like, Agatha Christie novels.
He does!
But, like, more campy, I guess, and more, like, exaggerated.
Campy.
I love it.
I like, because that's Daniel Craig, and I'm just like, that he must have such an interesting time, like, doing that voice.
Yeah. It doesn't fit his face, and I love it.
It doesn't.
I had such a good time.
You can tell how much fun he's having with it, though. And I just find it hilarious because both Captain America and James Bond are in this film. So when I first saw them, I was like, oh my god, it's James Bond.
It's even more than that. So, Walt, that guy.
Yeah.
That's Michael Shannon, who played Zod in Man of Steel.
What?
Really?
Yes. Like, I saw it just looking at the cast, and I'm like, I didn't see it at first till I saw it written down, but then after I knew it, I was looking at his face and kind of how he spoke and said certain things, and I'm like, wait, I see it. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're
okay, we have Zod in this movie.
Yeah.
Zod is awesome in this movie. Oh my god. Wait, what about the other people?
I don't know.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in the movie, so the mom from Freaky Friday, I guess.
Yeah. I looked up. Oh, actually, I looked up the grandma because I was like, "Have you been in anything else?" I just loved her and everything. And interesting, you bring up Zod because apparently she plays Superman's mom in like the old Superman TV show.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, so we have Zod and Superman's original mother.
No. His adopted mom.
His original adopted mother.
Yeah. His Earth.
Oh, wow.
Mom, I guess. Yeah.
Very interesting collection.
Oh, and then Meg is like the main character from that really terrible TV show 13 Reasons Why. Like, I looked at her face and I was like,
oh,
you look very familiar, but like from something that's bad.
Oh, that's why she looks familiar.
Yeah, she's from 13 Reasons Why, and I'm like, I like you so much more in this because it's not bad.
Is she the dead girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the dead girl.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think I recognize anyone else.
Yeah, I didn't know anyone else. Did we ever actually get like confirmation on what country like the Marta's actually from? Because they say like
I don't
4
think
different
so.
countries.
She's not from Brazil because she doesn't speak Portuguese.
Yeah, but so what did they say? They said Ecuador, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, that's all they said. And
Funny.
they were complaining about Mexican immigrants.
Oh yeah.
And then I just want to quote the Nazi child in the bath masturbating in the bathroom.
I mean,
shut down the alt-right.
I don't know. It's just like that. Literally everybody, well, like, okay, well, except like the Meg. Besides her, like everyone else is like off.
Yeah, everyone else is. I mean, they bullied Meg basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely one of the, and like, okay, so I'm wondering kind of what, because you know, in the reveal at the end or whatever, in terms of exactly what happened, they point out a bunch of things that, you know, happened early on, which you might not have realized were significant or whatever. So I'm wondering, like, for Maya, I guess, and also for Tara, when you first saw this, what were things that, did you pick up on any of those things that were brought up? Because I picked up on one of them.
The one that I picked up on was the fact that they never addressed, I guess this, when I say it, it will make sense why I, out of all people, was the one that picked up on this. But the one that I picked up on was it never got brought up or addressed why the dogs were barking at 3 a.m.
That's what I brought up. That's what I thought too. Well, it was that, and that when he does come back, the dogs are barking at him.
Yeah.
So I noticed that, but I didn't really get, like, I wasn't sure, like, okay, so he was definitely the person who came at 3 a.m., but I didn't, like, realize what he was doing, or I didn't necessarily think, oh, therefore he was, like, the actual culprit. I wasn't thinking that necessarily, but I knew there was something going on with him there with the dogs. I knew that was
Yeah.
Okay, so
because everything else could be like you could like when they were presenting it and stuff, you could be like, oh, okay, I can kind of see why. But that was the one thing that just never got addressed or anything until the very end, and then I was like, but they never addressed the dogs.
Yeah, it was the dogs for me too, because like in the very beginning, not the very beginning, but when Harlan was like talking about the plan, he said the dogs know you, so. And we know that they didn't bark at her because I guess she's been there so often and they like her. So I was like, who the fuck were they barking at? Like, were they barking at a squirrel or something? But then at the end, when they explained it, I was like, oh, I get it. Okay, because no one likes rats.
I also find it interesting, like, how quickly the family turned. Like, they were yelling at Ransom because they were like, this is good for you. It's good that you got put out of the will and everything. And then, like, 5 minutes later, after the will was
read, I expected something like that to happen. Yeah.
Oh, but what the lawyer was saying about sound body and mind is correct. I couldn't say that much.
Your study has been put to good use.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yay.
Yeah, there's that, and then I did think the whole, like, I don't know, the whole, like, car chase, quote-unquote, part, like, all of that just felt kind of weird to me. Like, I didn't really know what it was, but something about this feels off, and I guess the fact that, like, I guess the main thing, I don't know, because, again, it was like, he seemed, the detective guy seemed like, he seemed so kind of willing to just be like, oh yeah, you know, Ransom just made you do it. Okay, sure. And like, it seemed like that was like too quick for him to buy that. And so I was like, so it was one of those things I'm like, I'm not really sure. There was a lot of stuff that, like, again, the dogs thing I noticed, and also they were barking at him when he came later. So I'm like, okay, he definitely did something. He was the person who's there at 3 a.m. I didn't notice the whole thing about how, like, you know, the older, lady, the oldest lady said, like,
Nana?
Yeah, how she said, like, oh, you're back again. I didn't notice that. So
yeah, I didn't notice that either.
The first time I didn't notice that either. So this time I was paying attention to when she said it, and I was like, oh, yeah, she did say, you're back again already.
Yeah. No, once they played it back, I was like, wait, I remembered she did say that, but at the time I didn't think that was weird. So,
yeah.
But yeah,
because you think it's an old lady. She's like probably not all there, and that's the assumption. And I guess that's what helped.
Well, I mean, it's still because in true, the lady, she thought that Marta was Ransom at that moment, right? And so I thought that's what was happening, and I'm like, okay, she's saying she's seeing him again because he left the party earlier. I didn't realize the whole point saying, oh, you're back again, which means he had come back previously, right? So I didn't, I missed that part of it. So
I missed that part too. I also missed when Fran, before she died, she was saying you did it. Because I didn't pick up on the fact that Hugh...
Oh yeah, I didn't get that either.
yeah, actually sounds like Hugh.
That was a good like scripting choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever. So I had forgotten what his name was. So then I was like, okay, I know she says the name during this part. So then when he mentioned it, I was like, I hear it now.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It's the final sort of shot there where she's like up on like the balcony thing, just looking down at them. It's just like, and she has like the mug that says like "My House" or something.
Yeah, my house, my Harlan's old mug.
I don't know. This is interesting, and this is one of those movies. Okay, because like this is not like what happens in this movie is not realistic in terms of like there's a lot of fucking coincidences that just happen to line up perfectly. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't really say, like, this would be something that would happen realistically, but, like, you don't care, because that's the whole, like, fun of the story, right? So, because I do see some people who are sometimes like, oh my god, what the characters just happen to be doing that exact perfect thing at that moment. It's like, sometimes it can be, like, really, weird, it depends on the framing of the movie as a whole, but also at the same time, like, the characters kind of have to be, like, in convenient and lucky positions for like the story to happen.
Yeah.
So you can't really make the complaint then, especially here, but and even a lot of other things too. So yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise you wouldn't really have a movie and it wouldn't be very interesting.
Yeah, you wouldn't have no story.
Yeah. And I think the way that this movie portrays itself, it's not really like you're supposed to have like that kind of suspension of disbelief as to what is happening and everything too.
Yeah, I
think it helps in the beginning how they do it like the TV show format, because they put the name of the person and it's like they're interviewing them and it's like the flashbacks and stuff. I thought the way they played with the structure was kind of interesting, especially in the beginning. Because usually I don't like that, but they did that really well.
I had like a feeling, because I was really surprised that they basically sort of just showed that, like, oh, she, like, fucked up the medication and, like, he died or whatever. They show that, like, pretty early, like, a third of the way in or something. So I was surprised, and I'm like, okay, there's some twist about this, right?
Yeah,
and
there has to be, yeah.
Right. But for me, I was thinking it was going to be something where, like, because, again, they've been showing these flashbacks or whatever, and how they've been showing the flashbacks, it was just sort of, like, basically assuming that, like, they're true. And I thought there was going to be some reveal that, like, actually those flashbacks were, like, not what even happened, like, at all or something. So, but...
Oh, yeah, that's usually how they do it.
Right,
yeah.
which is, that's not what happened. So, it was, well, what they showed did actually happen. There was just more things to show as well. So, yeah. So, I don't know, but yeah, it was interesting. It didn't feel like, because there's another thing with a lot of these mystery things, is it's, like, sometimes it can feel like, the reveal at the end is like a huge ass pull, and it's just like, oh, you didn't expect this, and it's like, well, yeah, because there was like no clues like at all. So like, that's not a good mystery, right? So, but I think this was like a very good balance between not really knowing what was going on and also still having it make sense while this being revealed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, what was the point I was going to bring up too? Oh, when you were talking about the flashbacks, this time around I noticed. Did you guys notice that during when they were all talking about their testimonials and stuff like that, like when Linda and Richard were doing theirs, like when the birthday cake was being put down, it was while they were around, like Harlan. But then when the little brother was the one telling the story, like Walt, it was him and his wife and child that were around when the cake was being put.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't notice that. That's funny.
Yeah, so it was like they were framing themselves as like the favorite child, basically. Yeah, I noticed that this time around, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice."
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's definitely a movie that's good for a second watch through too. I would say, even when you know like the answer to the thing, it's just interesting to be like,
yeah,
I
definitely.
see.
I'd definitely be down to like see this again at some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yay! That said, it seems like the Nana is not leaving the house, because I don't think I remember seeing her on the driveway.
No. Well, did they say anything about her in the will?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I guess she was like,
I
okay,
mean,
Dana, you're staying here with me. It's okay.
Yeah, now you're my grandma. I'm inheriting you.
Inherited grandma.
Take custody of the grandma.
Adopt a grandma.
Adopt a grandma.
Oh boy.
Wow, how old must she be? Like 110?
Well, because he was 85, right?
Yeah, he was like 80, 85 or something.
So
yeah.
I'd say she'd have to be like at least 100.
Yeah.
And that's sketchy if she's only 100. So
I'm guessing she must be 105
I'd
or
say
something.
105-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Wow.
You're kicking us out of our ancestral home. Actually, it says here that he bought it in the 80s.
From a Pakistani billionaire.
Yeah, this I don't know. Definitely like just the character interactions and just like what they say to each other. Like again, they're like kind of all shitty, but like it's in an entertaining kind of way and how it's presented. So yeah. Oh my god.
And you're following the actual good person.
Right.
Because I feel
Protect
like
Marta.
Yeah, because if we were following any of the other people, I feel like it would have been a huge drag. But because we're actually following the one good person.
Yeah, because I think I remembered seeing something about how like the family members all suck or something. So I thought it was going to be entirely about the family, and like Marta wasn't. I didn't know Marta was like a thing, so I thought it was literally just like, here's this family, they all suck, they all have like a potential maybe reason to like not like this guy. Then there's like the detective trying to figure out who did it or whatever. So I guess that like the framing I thought was a little bit different, but you know, whatever. It was a good movie in the end, so I don't really care. Who cares? It was good. It was engaging. It was entertaining. It was good.
It was a donut, and in the middle of that
donut and a donut.
that all of that was just like, oh boy.
I was just like, Daniel, are you okay? You're not okay. Okay.
And the people around him were like, yo, I know that this is supposed to be something meaningful and stuff, but can you explain it to me?
They're just like, Daniel, that's not the line. Daniel, stop talking about donuts. Daniel!
Daniel's hungry. Get this man a donut.
Fun.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, you did good. Congratulations.
Yay! I guess we got a rank.
Guess so.
Okay.
I'm giving this 10 big ones. Oh, wow. I had a really good time.
Okay, I did not expect that to be that high, actually. Interesting.
I also enjoyed this very much immensely, and I would not mind watching it a third time and stuff. So I am also going to give it 10.
Wow, now I feel like an asshole. I was not going to give it a 10. I was deciding, do I give it a 9 or an 8? And like, again, I have no real problems with it, and I think it was engaging. It's just, sort of to what degree. I don't know. I'm gonna give it an 8. Like again, it's a very high 8. It's just like I think the story was engaging, and it was fun, and the mystery was good, and that kind of stuff. I guess like there wasn't really like an emotional connection I had. So I guess that's sort of the main reason I'm not going to give it.
I was totally won over by Marta and Harlan. I guess I didn't mention that, but
Okay.
It's probably obvious.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Because the old mentor dude.
Yeah.
My Simps old men.
Yeah. I need
like,
to fill that void in my life.
Like while I'm saying that, I'm like, should I actually say this out loud? Oh, well, too late. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 8. It's still really solid. I definitely recommend to check it out. But yeah, very high 8. It's high up there. So okay. All good all around. So, Tara, you have to reveal to us apparently what you're replacing this with. And apparently, both I and Mai are not maybe going to like it. So.
Well, my reason is very personal, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, my reason's very personal. Valen, I don't actually know what your opinion of this film is, but by principle, I don't think that you're going to like the film.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to first preface this with a small story, which is that I had, me and Maya had watched a video by Sideways, and it was talking about music, and it's a channel that basically talks about like soundtracks and how music plays a part in movies and stuff like that. And he had this one video that was talking about like nostalgia in a certain franchise and stuff like that. And well, maybe not franchise, whatever. In any case, so I was like, okay, Baby from. This is a movie that I never thought that I would rewatch again. I haven't watched it in like maybe 20 years or something. But I figured probably I should rewatch it again because it actually was a huge milestone and everything. So, yeah, we're watching The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
That was the tiniest little okay I've ever heard.
And now we get 3 musicals next round.
You know what I thought? What my guess was when you told me
what
you said before.
Guess?
So before you started talking about like, sort of the principle of it, and then Mai dislikes it for a personal reason. My original thought was, what is something that both of us wouldn't like? And my thought went to Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No, I would never.
So, okay. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know if I've actually seen this movie all the way through. So.
Okay.
Well, they fuck up the ending, so
maybe I'll like it. I don't know.
We will see.
Yeah, I
I
guess
haven't watched this film since I was like 6 or 7 or so, because I remember my cousin was obsessed with it. So I watched it a bunch of times, and then my mom bought Little Mermaid 2 with the daughter.
Oh, that movie is so bad.
Aren't like both of the aren't there like 2 sequels actually?
I think there's one sequel and one prequel, but the prequel is especially bad because they tried to pull like a plot twist. They were like, oh no, Ariel is dead, but then you're like, well, that's impossible because Little Mermaid is a thing. And
oh yeah, no, I remember. I think I've seen like a review of that or something. Yeah, sounds familiar.
I used to like this movie, but at some point I realized that the main character is an idiot, and I didn't like it anymore. So that's the T for me.
The T for me is I played Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot, and the Atlantica levels suck. It's just fucking like music mini games, and it's like I don't like it. So,
Valen doesn't like rhythm games.
I like it if I like the music, and I don't. And it's like it's one of those things that's like technically optional, but like not really. So
it's it was kind of like it's optional, but the game kind of wants you to go through it.
Yeah, but you have to do it to get like the best weapon in the game, and also to have like the strongest Blizzard spell. And also, if you don't do it, you just have this spot on the world map that's not completed. It feels weird, and
ouch.
So yeah. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and like every time I play it, though, I'm just like, Atlantica, god damn it! It's like, always this shit I have to do. But okay, we'll see. But we're not there yet.
No.
But the film we have left to see next, English words, is Harriet.
Whoa.
Woohoo.
And okay, hold on, wait 1 second. Have either of you seen Lindsay Ellis's video that she put out like a day or two ago?
No.
Not yet.
Don't watch it.
It talks about this film.
She talks about Harriet, and it comes up out of nowhere. And it's not something. It's honestly, I don't feel like the film's ruined for me, but she does kind of go into something that like feels kind of important to this story, and it's something that's very odd. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, I want you guys to see it without any context.
Oh, really?
So don't watch her video, even though her video is generally on something completely unrelated. She does bring it up because that specific thing is related to something. Anyway, whatever.
That's very odd.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're watching Harriet next week, and we'll see how that is, I guess. Again, I know the odd thing, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.